Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Southern National Motorsports Park. I'm Aaron Johnson with the Johnson iRacing team, and it is my pleasure tonight to bring you the United States Racing League All-Star Race from Southern National Motorsports Park, right along with the cars and stars of the U.S. Racing League as they take on this high-banked oval. It's going to be 100 fast laps in the Legends Car Series with the All-Stars of the U.S. Racing League. Let's have a look at today's starting lineup. Starting in the 10th spot in car number 56, he's going to show up on your screen as Barn Pounder. That's Benjamin Richards. Ben racing out of Michigan in the Suicide Prevention Awareness car. He didn't make the starting grid in time, so Ben will have to start from the pits. Starting in the 9th spot in car number 9, that is Cole Vining. Cole in the Mid-Parish machine car out of the Mid-South region. He's going to show up on your telemetry as car number 9, but on your screen as the blue and yellow car number 14. Starting in the 8th spot in car number 98, that is Matt Huntington. Matt in the Jegs Legends car racing out of the New England region. Matt also starting from the infield. Starting in the 7th spot in car number 21, it is last year's United States Racing League Legends car champion Mike Matherley. Matherley racing out of the Carolinas. He's from Hampstead, North Carolina in car number 21. Starting 6th in car number 2, he's going to show up on your telemetry over there on the bottom left-hand side of the screen as Radio Voice. That's his nickname. His name is Mark Breer. He races out of the New England region in the McCarthy family Maple car. Starting 5th in car number 27, that is Riley Goodwin. It's the Great North Legends racing car out of Hudson, Wisconsin. Riley in car 27. Now, let's have a look at the top 4 starters. Starting in the 4th spot, car number 11. It's the After Hours Restorations Legends car of Jared Epker. Epker racing out of the Midwest. Starting in the 3rd spot, in car number 89, that's Nick Baker. Baker in the Edwards Setup Shop Legends car out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Now the front row, on the front row outside, starting in car number 18, that is Christopher Johnson. Johnson in the Edwards Setup Shop car. No number on that car. It's going to show up with orange cones and yellow stripes, but that will be car 18 of Christopher Johnson. And on the pole in car number 77, that's Keegan Sabilo. Sabilo, the AMR Paintworks car out of Michigan. Sabilo, a regular in the Tyler Daniels Racing League of Legends, as is Nick Baker. Baker, a relative newcomer to that league. Both drivers acquitting themselves well with TDR and showing up here in the All-Star race for the United States Racing League. These drivers representing the best of the best. Pace cars in. The green flag's out. Sabilo hops out to a quick early lead, followed by the 89 of Nick Baker. Baker in the 2nd spot, just behind Baker. That's the 11 of Jared Epker. Epker in 3rd. It's Sabilo, then Baker, Epker. Just behind them, Christopher Johnson. Christopher Johnson currently being shown now, I guess, in 4th spot. No, Johnson's dropped all the way back to 6th. So a rough start for Christopher Johnson. Out front, it is Keegan Sabilo. Let's take a look from the overhead cam. Sabilo out front. The 89 of Baker in 2nd. Then behind them, Riley Goodwin has moved into the 3rd spot. We'll follow along here. Take a look back on the field as Keegan Sabilo leads, followed by the 89 of Baker. Then Goodwin and Mike Matherley has moved up into the 4th spot. You can see the cars going through turn number 1. We've got some camera trouble here. Here we go. And it looks like Sabilo is going to continue to lead. Out front, Sabilo with the lead, followed by the 89 of Baker, then Goodwin, Matherley, Vining, and Huntington. We're on lap 5 of 100 at Southern National Motorsports Park. Keegan Sabilo with the lead in that AMR Paintworks car. Let's have a look at how they run on the field. Sabilo, the first car on the field, he's shown in 1st in the 77. Just behind him, that's the 89 of Nick Baker. Baker running 2nd. Behind Baker, it's the 27 of Riley Goodwin in 3rd, then Mike Matherley in 4th, with Cole Vining just behind them in 5th. Vining sort of flickering in and out there in car number 9, just behind Vining. It's the 98 of Huntington. So we've got a lot of internet flicker here, issues with Huntington. Huntington trying to get underneath Cole Vining. That's car 14. Vining on your telemetry is 9. Huntington looks to the inside. He's going to make the pass here, and he's going to bring along Christopher Johnson in that caution car as well. So Christopher Johnson also trying to find his way around the 9 of Vining. Behind those two, Next car on the speedway is car number 2. That's Radio Voice, that himself. That actually would be Mark Breer. Then behind Breer in car number 11, that'll be Jared Epker. Epker currently being shown in 9th. Barn Pounder never did make the starting field, Barn Pounder being Benjamin Richards. So Richards will finish out the race in the 10th spot. Back up front, it is the 77 of Keegan Sabilo with the lead. Sabilo holding on here, trying to hold off the 89 of Nick Baker. Baker having a nice run. He's about a car length and a half behind. These cars fairly evenly matched. What more would you expect? It is the All-Star race for the United States Racing League. Baker taking a slightly different line there, trying to find his way around. It looks like the 98 of Huntington is working on the outside of Mike Matherley. Let's take a look at that race. Matherley on the inside, Huntington on the outside. Just behind them, it's Christopher Johnson. Johnson in the caution car trying to find his way around Matherley as well. Matherley slips up just a little bit coming out of turn number 4 out onto the front straightaway. That's going to give some position to Christopher Johnson. Johnson backs off, gives Matherley the line. Mike Matherley beginning to push up just a little bit in the middle of the turns here and struggling just a bit to hold off Christopher Johnson in that caution car. Out front, it is still Keegan Sabilo. We're 14 laps into a 100-lap event. Sabilo beginning to pull away just slightly from the 89 of Nick Baker. There's got a crash. There's a crash out here. Looks like the caution car of Christopher Johnson into the outside wall. Looked like Mike Matherley was also involved. Caution will be on the speedway. We're 15 laps in. We have our first caution at Southern National Motorsports Park. Looked like it involved Mike Matherley and Christopher Johnson. Let's see if we can find some tape and have a look at exactly what happened in that incident. We'll roll some video for you. There we can see Matherley almost gets into the 27. Looks like Matherley had to back off to avoid getting into the 27. That would have been Riley Goodwin when he didn't really leave anywhere for Christopher Johnson to go. So I think just a racing incident there. Matherley backing off a little bit. Johnson right on his bumper, not able to react quickly enough. We can look at this one more time and see that, yeah, Matherley backs off, and it's just a little incidental contact there. Not much anybody could do about that one, as Mike Matherley ends up around, as does Christopher Johnson. Those two cars are going to end up needing some repair to be able to continue in this all-star event. Out front, it is still Keegan Sabilo with the lead as we're under caution. The United States Racing League, an outstanding Legends League. If you're interested in racing with USRL, I suggest you search for United States Racing League under the Leagues tab on iRacing and send a message and ask to join. Sabilo, he's one of the administrators of that league, as is, I think, Mark Breer and Jared Epker. So 2 or 3 admins available. They're always willing to help folks out. A good league, lots of good, hard, clean racing, a lot of hard-nosed drivers in it, but good drivers. So I think you'll enjoy yourself. If you're interested in running Legends, take a look at the United States Racing League. 18 laps into a 100-lap event. Pace car is in. Sabilo leads them to the green. Keegan Sabilo holds on to the lead with Nick Baker second. That's the 98 of Matt Huntington. Huntington's moved into the 3rd spot. Just behind Huntington, that's the 27 of Goodwin in 4th. Then Cole Vining in car 14 in the 5th slot. Just behind them, that's the 11 of Jared Epker in 6th. Mark Breer in 7th. Matherley 8th. Christopher Johnson 9th. And Benjamin Richards unable to start this race. Out front, Sabilo starting to pull away. 20 laps is about when tires begin to fall off here at Southern National, so I think we'll start to see the drivers that have taken better care of tires begin to move to the front or to pull away from the field as other drivers start to fall back. Tire wear now should become an issue. We can see Matt Huntington going to the inside of Nick Baker. Huntington is past Baker now. 22 laps in. It's Sabilo, Huntington, Baker, Goodwin, and Vining, your top 5. Sabilo in that AMR Paintworks car comes by to start lap number 23. Sabilo out front, the Jegs Legends car of Matt Huntington in 2nd, Baker 3rd, Goodwin 4th, Vining 5th with Jared Epker 6th, then a gap back to Breer in 7th. Breer, the last car in this pack. Then a gap back to Mike Matherley in 8th and Christopher Johnson in 9th. Christopher 1 lap down. Out front, it is all Keegan Sabilo. Sabilo with a big lead, beginning to stretch that out even more. He's about 5 car lengths ahead of the 98 of Huntington. Sabilo 1, Huntington 2, Baker 3, Goodwin 4. The field beginning to spread out just a bit as we're 25 laps in, a quarter of the way through the All-Star race, and it's Keegan Sabilo with the lead. Sabilo in the familiar 77, a regular in the Tyler Daniels Racing League of Legends. Also one of the top drivers in the iRacing Legends Cup official series. So Sabilo making a little noise in the Legends Cup and iRacing. And it looks like the 98 of Huntington starting to close in just a bit on the 77 of Sabilo. We've also got a 3-car battle back there for the 5th spot. Looks like the 11 of Jared Epker involved. Sabilo followed by the 98. And the 89. Let's see what's happening a little further back. Let's have a walk through the field here. It's the 77 of Sabilo shown in the first spot, just behind Sabilo. That's the 98 of Huntington. Nick Baker really starting to work on that 98 car. Baker in the 89. Just behind them, we can see Cole Vining. Just behind Riley Goodwin and Jared Epker. Epker moving in on the 98 and the 89 now. Jared Epker starting to make a little bit of noise. Sorry, that's not Epker. That is Riley Goodwin. Goodwin starting to make some noise here as Goodwin looks to the inside of the 98. Sorry, the inside of the 98 of Matt Huntington. Really struggling a little bit here, folks. I apologize for that as Riley Goodwin is moving forward. Got the lapped car of Chris Johnson working his way through traffic as well. So it is Sabilo 1, Huntington 2, the 89 of Nick Baker in 3rd. Baker just behind that group. Then behind Baker, that's the 27 of Riley Goodwin. Goodwin currently shown in the 4th spot. Next car on the speedway behind Goodwin is the 11 of Jared Epker. Epker currently shown in 5th. Then behind Epker, that's the 9 of Cole Vining in 6th. Behind those cars on the speedway, the 21 of Mike Matherley currently runs 7th. Matherley with some damage to the left front of that race car. Behind Matherley, that's the 2 of Mark Breer. Breer currently being shown in 8th. And the next car on the speedway is the 18 of Christopher Johnson. Johnson has managed to unlap himself by passing the leader. So Sabilo letting Johnson go. Sabilo the leader, Christopher Johnson last car on the lead lap after taking some repairs as a result of an incident involving Mike Matherley. Out front, we're still with Keegan Sabilo. We've got a lot of racing going on behind. Let's zoom in and see what's happened here just in time to see another crash. That's the 98 of Matt Huntington. Huntington up against the outside wall. The 89 of Nick Baker has gone around as well. So Huntington and Baker involved. We'll go back out to Keegan Sabilo. Don't know what happened there. We'll see if we can grab a little video and take a look at what happened to bring out caution number 2 at Southern National Motorsport Park here in the U.S. Racing League of Legends, their all-star race at Southern National. Sabilo is going to go in and pit. It looks like the 27 of Riley Goodwin will go in. Take a look and see who else might be coming into the pits. It looks like Epker has come in. Don't know if anyone else has made their way into the pits. Let's see if we can have a look at what happened here under caution. To bring out the second yellow, we'll see first who gets out of the pits out front. Looks like it's going to be the 77 of Sabilo, then the 11 of Epker will follow Sabilo out, followed by the 27 of Goodwin. 3 cars, it looks like, coming out of the pits just in front, and it looks like also the 9 of Vining. So everyone making it out in front of the pace car. Let's have a look and see what brought out this caution. As we take a look, see the 89 and the 98 getting together. 98 spins up high, gets the outside wall. The banking here is steep, So the Legends car slides down the banking on its roof, comes to rest on the apron on the inside of the turn. See if we can get a slightly different view of that incident, see just exactly what happened. We take a look, and it looks like the two cars really kind of battling for the same piece of real estate. 89 was on the inside. That was the 89 of Baker was on the inside, Huntington on the outside. I think they both wanted the same spot, and then turned out that neither one of them grabbed that spot. What that's going to do is that's going to put Christopher Johnson in the lead, as Johnson was on fresher tires, chose not to pit as he had unlapped himself by making his way around Keegan Sabilo under green. So Christopher Johnson benefiting from a little bit of pit strategy here. He's going to move up to the front. He's going to be followed by Sabilo, Vining, Epker, and Goodwin. That's the two of Mark Breer shown in the second spot. He's a lap down, so the green is out, and that's Christopher Johnson now jumping out to the quick early lead. Lap cars in between Sabilo, and there's another crash. That looked like the 21 of Matherley getting up against the outside wall. Don't know what happened there. The field will, no, we go back to caution. Back to caution. Mike Matherley going around catching the outside wall. Don't know what happened there. Christopher Johnson with the lead. Cole Vining in second. That's the 89 of Nick Baker. Baker a lap down. He is currently just behind Christopher Johnson, as is Mark Breer in the two. Those two cars being shown a lap down. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to bring out this third caution on lap 45. The 89 looks like he'll be getting the lucky dog. Nick Baker will be back on the lead lap. Let's have a look at some video. Looks like Matherley on the inside, Sabilo on the outside. They're also fighting for the same piece of real estate. Matherley may be coming up just a bit. Sabilo keeps the car straight. Looked like it just kind of hooked Matherley as he went by. Matherley into the outside wall. Now that'll put Mike in a bit of a difficult spot. He's now one lap down. Christopher Johnson will lead. Jared Epker's in second. Riley Goodwin third. Mark Breer a lap down, currently just behind the leader there. He is the first car one lap down. Pace car leading the field out of turn number 3. These drivers, some excellent racing drivers. If you take a look at how they perform in the iRacing official series, 591 wins between the 10 drivers that entered the All-Star race. That's an average of about 59 wins apiece in iRacing Asphalt Oval competition. This doesn't include anything on dirt and nothing on any of the road courses. So that's strictly Asphalt Ovals, 591 wins among 10 drivers. Outstanding competitors in the United States Racing League All-Star Race from Southern National Motorsports Park. Lights are off on the pace car as Christopher Johnson in that caution car leads the field. The pace car down the back straightaway now, just behind Johnson. It's the 11 of Epker. Behind Epker, Riley Goodwin, then Keegan Sabilo. Just behind them, that's the 2 of Mark Breer. Breer one lap down in 7th. Pace car is in. Johnson leads the field to the green, runs a low line, keeps that car in the middle of the racetrack. Now down into turn number 1 as they go 3 wide behind him, trying to work their way around. Sabilo now looks to the inside. Keegan Sabilo went from the top groove to the low groove. He's underneath the 27 of Riley Goodwin. Sabilo all the way into 3rd. He's just behind the 11 of Epker now, trying to make his way around Epker and jump into the 2nd spot. Sabilo gets position underneath as they come onto the back straightaway, now down into turn number 3. Sabilo back behind the 11. He hops back in line as they come out of turn 4. It'll still be Christopher Johnson with the lead. Keegan Sabilo, Mr. Excitement, trying to make his way around the 11 of Jared Epker. Epker looks to the high side, now gets back in line. It's going to be Sabilo looking to the inside. Epker pulls down low, runs on that low line. Now Sabilo trying to get underneath the 11 as they come out of turn 4 onto the front straightaway. Riley Goodwin right there as well. A little gap back to Cole Vining in 5th. The 11 of Epker looks to the inside of Christopher Johnson. Epker's got position. Johnson giving Epker plenty of room, as Jared Epker is going to take the lead. Sabilo will follow him through. Looks like Sabilo is going to take the 2nd spot. That will drop Christopher Johnson to 3rd. Keegan Sabilo currently sits in the 2nd position. Epker has taken the lead. Jared Epker out front in car number 11. Epker Now down the front straightaway, he goes past the start-finish line. We are over halfway now, 47 laps to go. Jared Epker with the lead, Sabilo second, Christopher Johnson third, Riley Goodwin fourth. Vining now looking into the fifth spot as we've got a three-car battle developing for third place. Mark Breer on the outside, one lap down. Mike Matherley also a lap down, currently shown in the seventh spot. He is just behind this group in the white and red number 21. Sabilo looking to the inside of the 11 of Epker, thinks better of it. Epker rolls through the center of the corner now out onto the front straightaway. Sabilo looks to the inside again. Looks like he might have position. Epker giving Sabilo plenty of room. Keegan Sabilo looks like he's going to go by on the inside. They come out of turn number 2 onto the back straightaway. Keegan Sabilo with the lead, followed by Epker, then Christopher Johnson and Riley Goodwin, as Keegan Sabilo has pulled past the 11 of Jared Epker to hop back into the lead. Sabilo in the AMR Paintworks car leads the field down the back straightaway into turn number 3. It's Sabilo 1, Epker 2, Johnson 3, Goodwin 4, Vining 5. Those 5 cars on the lead lap. Behind them, 1 lap down. In the 6th spot is Mark Breer. 7th would be Mike Matherley. Then 2 laps down would be Nick Baker in the 89, with Matt Huntington having retired from the race. 8 cars remain on the speedway. In the United States Racing League All-Star race, Keegan Sabilo leads, 42 laps to go. Jared Epker running second. Let's have a walk through the field to see how they run on the speedway. It is Sabilo 1 in that 77 car. In second spot, car number 11, that is Jared Epker, the After Hours Restoration Legends car. Just behind Epker, the next car on the speedway is the caution car. That car being driven by Christopher Johnson. Johnson out of Las Vegas, Nevada. That is the Edwards Setup Shop car. Just behind Johnson, next car on the speedway is the 27 of Riley Goodwin. Goodwin currently shown in the 4th spot. That is the Great North Legends car. Then just behind Goodwin in car number 14, that's Cole Vining. Cole Vining in the Mid-Parish Machine car out of the Mid-South region. Just behind Vining in the 2 car, that is Mark Breer. Breer, the first car 1 lap down. Car number 2, he races with us from the New England region. He's in the McCarthy family Maple car. Then just behind them in 21, that is Mike Matherley, also a lap down in that Carolinas region car, car 21 out of Hampstead, North Carolina. Next car on the speedway is the 89 of Nick Baker. Baker kind of all by his lonesome in the Red Baron Pizza car. Baker out of Virginia. He is the last car on the field, currently shown in the 8th spot. The next car on the speedway will be the 77 of Keegan Sabilo. Sabilo working hard to hold off the 11 of Jared Epker. Epker running a nice race here, trying to stay in contact with Sabilo. We're 36 laps to go, nearly 2/3 of the way through the race. We stopped for tires. We had a little tire change on lap 37 or 38. So we should really be at the point where tire wear again will come into play. Sabilo leads. The 11 of Epker in the 2nd spot. Riley Goodwin in 3rd. Vining 4th. Christopher Johnson 5th. Those 5 cars, the only cars on the lead lap. Mark Breer and Mike Matherley currently in 6th and 7th respectively. They are 1 lap down. Nick Baker 2 laps down in the 8th spot, with Huntington and Benjamin Richards out of the race. Out front, we're still watching Keegan Sabilo as he leads the field. Sabilo stretching that lead out now to about 4 car lengths. Takes the car down into turn number 1, rolls through the center of 1 and 2, lets it drift up on the high line down the back straightaway, then dives into turn number 3. 2 wheels right on the apron as he comes through the apex of the corner now out onto the front straightaway. Sabilo running a nice smooth line here, a little lower line in 1 and 2 it looks like than he ran in 3 and 4 last time around. Really making that car slide up close to the wall. He's right back down on the apron again. So Sabilo running a nice line here. He's about 4.5 car lengths ahead of Jared Epker. Epker in the 2nd spot, Goodwin 3rd, Vining 4th, and Christopher Johnson in 5th. Let's see what's going on a little further back in the field. That's the 27 of Riley Goodwin in 3rd. He has jumped out to a little bit of an advantage over the 14 of Cole Vining. Vining right there is having to fight off the lapped car of Mark Breer. Breer just faster right now. Vining kind of running that center line, and Mark Breer trying to find a way around without costing Vining any positions, as Vining is on the lead lap. Breer 1 lap down, trying to find his way past. the 9 of Vining. Out front, it is still Keegan Sabilo. Sabilo with the lead. 29 laps to go in this 100-lap feature event. Keegan Sabilo showing the way around the speedway here at Southern National Motorsports Park. Field beginning to stretch out. 8 cars remain in this event. 28 laps to go. Now 27 to go this time by. Keegan Sabilo with the lead. Sabilo, Epker, Goodwin, Vining, Johnson, the top 5. And the only cars remaining on the lead lap. Let's have another look at how they run on the speedway. That's the 77 of Keegan Sabilo. Sabilo out front, a regular in the TDR League of Legends. He's scored a couple of wins there. A regular up front in that group. Just behind him is the 11 of Jared Epker. Epker has 29 official iRacing Asphalt Oval wins. So nice performance by Jared Epker. He's trying to hang on here and see if he can't chase down that 77 of Keegan Sabilo. Just behind Jared Epker on the speedway, that's the 27 of Riley Goodwin. Goodwin racing out of Hudson, Wisconsin. He's got 11 iRacing official asphalt wins. So another driver with a few wins here with iRacing and nice performance. Behind him, that's the 2 of Mark Breer. Breer lap down. Unfortunately involved in an incident, looked like early, that cost him some time. Breer also a regular with the Tyler Daniels Racing Leagues. And a pretty good racer in and of his own right. Breer with more than 70 wins in iRacing official Asphalt Oval events. Behind Breer, the next car on the speedway, that is the 14 of Cole Vining. Vining out of the Mid-South region. He's in double-digit wins as well in the iRacing official series. Behind Vining, that's the 21 of Mike Matherley. Matherley, a defending champion here in the United States Racing League Legends class, also a regular in the Tyler Daniels Racing League of Legends and the Tyler Daniel Racing Xfinity Fall Free-for-All. Matherley running a lot of league races here. He's also managed to score double-digit wins in official series with iRacing. Behind Matherley, that's the 89 of Nick Baker. Baker in the Red Barn Pizza car, currently being shown 2 laps down in 8th. Baker in double-digit wins as well. So Nick Baker successful on the iRacing official series. Just behind Baker, next car on the speedway, that's Christopher Johnson. He is the last car on the lead lap, that caution tape car. Christopher with 94 official wins, so he's nearing the 100-win plateau in iRacing official Asphalt Series events. Very quick field here in the United States Racing League All-Star Race. Next car on the speedway is the 77 of Keegan Sabilo. Sabilo with 119 official wins himself, but it's Jared Epker putting all kinds of pressure on that 77 car. Epker's closed to within about a car length, maybe a car length and a half. 18 laps to go. We're going to stick with these two, see if Jared Epker can make a race of it as he pushes to catch up with that 77 car of Sabilo. Keegan Sabilo through 3 and 4 onto the front straightaway. There will be 16 to go this time by. Sabilo trying to hold on. The tires beginning to show their age. Cars last pitted about lap 40, so somewhere around 44, 45 laps on this set of tires. In the iRacing official series, Southern National Motorsports Park is a 40-lap event, so most drivers are accustomed to having to care for their tires for about 40 laps. These last 15 laps will be critical, and they'll really show who's taking good care of tires and who hasn't, as we see that Sabilo and Epker have put a straightaway between themselves and the third-place car of Riley Goodwin. This will be a 2-car battle to the end, it looks like, as Jared Epker has closed to within a car length. It looks like that's the 18 of Johnson. Johnson in the caution tape car spun out here. Didn't hear any sound that he'd hit anything. Did disrupt the rhythm, I think, a little bit of the 11 of Epker. Caused Epker to drop back now about a car length and a half behind the 77 of Sabilo. Sabilo trying to keep that 11 car behind him and try to win the All-Star race here. Sabilo out front, Epker second, Goodwin third, Vining fourth. Mark Breer has moved up into the 5th spot as that spin cost Christopher Johnson his position on the lead lap. 4 cars remain on the lead lap. Mark Breer is in 5th. Mike Matherley has moved into the 6th spot, followed by Christopher Johnson in 7th. Johnson still in the pits. Nick Baker is in 8th with Huntington and Pounder. That would be Benjamin Richards. out of the race. Out front, Sabilo leads. There'll be 10 to go this time by. Keegan Sabilo really battling here to keep the 11 of Jared Epker behind him. Epker trying to everything he can to find his way around that 77 car. Epker cutting the car down just a little bit out of turn number 2, maybe trying to find his way to get underneath. One of the things about holding these cars down out of the corner, that tends to scrub off a little speed. And one of the things that Legends cars are pretty sensitive to is scrubbing those tires. You're going to use up tires when you scrub off speed. You also find these cars pretty sensitive to momentum. So momentum is a big piece of racing the Legends cars. You want to hold that momentum, hold as much of that momentum as you can, and preserve as much momentum as you can. As the FZ09 engine that you run in a Legends car, at least that you run in the latest iteration of the Legends car, has plenty of horsepower if you're going to be running a 700-pound motorcycle, but a Legends car run about 1,230 pounds with a driver. And so the horsepower to weight ratio, or the weight to horsepower ratio, not quite as favorable for a Legends car as it would be for a motorcycle running that engine. 7 laps to go. Sabilo leads, 6 to go this time by. Epker really right on his bumper, doing everything he can. Now looks to the inside just a bit. Sabilo holds Epker off. Epker trying to find a way to get position and see if he can shuffle Sabilo up and out of the groove. Jared Epker, now Sabilo pinching the car off just a little bit to try to protect that inside line. 5 to go. Sabilo leads. Down the back straightaway now into turn number 3, as we can see a lapped car just behind these 2 drivers, as Jared Epker is right there, less than half a car length off of the back bumper of Sabilo as they come out of turn 4 now into 1 and 2 after having gone down the front straightaway. Now out of 2. Down the back straightaway, Epker all over the 77 of Sabilo. Epker looking to the high side now. Sabilo lets the car drift out of turn 4 onto the front straightaway. 3 to go. Epker looks like he maybe got just a little out of shape there. Cost him about half a car length. Sabilo rolls through the center of 1 and 2 onto the front straightaway, now about a car length and a half ahead of the 11 of Jared Epker. We can see the caution tape car of Christopher Johnson closing on these leaders. Johnson on much newer tires as he tries to work his way around. Johnson 3 laps down, goes underneath the 11 of Jared Epker. That really costs Epker some distance. Looks like Sabilo trying to, what's he trying to do here? Is he holding off? What's going on here is the Christopher Johnson all over the back bumper, the leader here, really kind of banging on Sabilo's back bumper. Sabilo the leader, Johnson 3 laps down. Makes no sense to me to make that move. Let the leaders fight this out. That's my motto, but Christopher Johnson goes by. That almost gives space to the 11 of Epker. Epker looks to the inside, thinks better of it. Sabilo now has taken the checkered flag. Boy, what a race as Keegan Sabilo takes the win. I don't know if Christopher Johnson's showing his displeasure with the 77 of Keegan Sabilo there. Not sure exactly what happened to bring that on, but it looked like maybe a little fireworks between the 77 of Keegan Sabilo and the 18 of Christopher Johnson. Sabilo will take home the win. In the All-Star race, Jared Epker will finish up second. The 27 of Riley Goodwin comes home third. Cole Vining in 14 will be fourth. Mark Breer in car 2 finishes up fifth, with Mike Matherley sixth. Nick Baker will run to the 7th spot. Christopher Johnson in 8th. Matt Huntington will come home 9th. And in the 10th spot will be Benjamin Richards. That'll do it for this event as we watch some celebrations here from the 77 of Keegan Sabilo. Congratulations on winning the United States Racing League All-Star Race. For the Johnson iRacing team on the Johnson iRacing Network, this is Aaron Johnson saying, go fast, turn left, have fun.